And you say, I only hear what I want to. I mean, Lisa Loeb, realness, good morning. my patrons, my humans, my heroes, my angels, my witches, my immortals, my gods and goddesses, and eventually the public in YouTube land and wherever the link may go. Good morning. Good morning. It is a Gemini Moon Sunday. Rolling with it, flying with it, flowing with it. Have some cool stuff to share. I'll get into it in a bit. But just to let my patrons know who will be chatting with me today, this will be seen by the rest of the internet eventually. I'm going to do this once a week, I think. I had thought about it once or twice before, but for some reason, of course, here, let me back it up. Rewind. Like 12:30, I'm like, all right, it's time to go to bed, give the kitty cats their midnight temptations, kitty cookies, brush my teeth, get ready, go to sleep, lay down in bed. Oh, do my evening prayer. Should do the morning prayer and the evening prayer. Bookends of spiritual practice to my day. Lay down in bed. The guides come in. So at like 1:45 a.m., I'm like, all right. I get up, I come back down here, and just download, and try this, do this, add this, do this, little by little, a lot, and really fun. And my energy, like my vibes shot up, like up through the 8th chakra. It was really cool. And, you don't always remember everything that happens up there when you come back in. But they gave me a little something to share with you today. A little spiritual practice that you can do silently or aloud. It's not really an affirmation. I guess it could be an affirmation, but we'll get there. So I did get some sleep. I got like a good 7 hours ish. I prefer 8, but you're gonna do what you're gonna do. And this morning they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna do this. You're going to share this on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing-a-circle. I'm not editing this with, music and stuff, magic words flying over my head today. No. They said, but you send this one out. And I have to say, the idea has been planted in my mind, and I'm going to call her out in the best way possible. Real Housewives of Tarot. She does her daily tea. I didn't even realize I'm just doing daily check-ins. I mean, I've been doing this kind of stuff for a really, really long time. And because it is a Sunday, and remember, if you're new to this, new to me, new to my channel, I used to be a minister, a pagan minister. The Silver Broom Ministry is one of the founding members. I was this board secretary, no longer affiliated. Thank you very much. But I did Sunday morning services even before the ministry happened on Sunday in Sayville, New York on Long Island. 2 hours, right? From what did we do? Did we do from 10 to noon? I think, yeah, we'd get out of there at noon. And we always had a really good time, whether it was 3 people or, well, we couldn't fit 300 people there, but, sometimes it was standing and sitting room only. Had a lot of fun. So it's been a while since I've done that. I mean, believe me, I'm not interested in being clergy anymore, except as the gods would have me spontaneously fulfill a role. That's okay. Have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I already had it for a season. Now it very well may come and go as a reason every now and again. But today is probably more with the moon in Gemini, waning moon. We're getting ready for the new moon a week from today, the new moon in Libra, which I thought was on Friday in the 8-card draw shadow reads that I did. Before this, because it was a computer glitch. It either had the wrong day or the tech had it wrong or whatever. So my apologies. Whatever. It is a new moon on Sunday in Libra. A very, very powerful day. But if I do these, if this goes well. If this goes well, what I'm doing here, releasing this to the public, but recording it first, live streaming first on Patreon, so we don't have randos jumping in saying, right? I'm like, please. I was teased by professionals growing up in my family. It's fine, but no, not, to preserve the sacred space of what we do here. So if this goes well, maybe I will do these on Sundays. Well, Sunday morning service, whatever. And what else I'm doing today? I'll just wear those. No, I'm going to, jump in the shower, do what I got to do. And I've already begun the 5-card draw. What do I need reads for this new moon in Libra to full moon in Aries? I already got Aries and Taurus done. Aries will hit today. Taurus will hit tomorrow, but I'm going to do Gemini and Cancer day. So tomorrow will be Gemini. So tomorrow will be Taurus and Gemini. And then, so I'll be at least 1 or 2 videos ahead of the game, because in my personal life, in my personal situation, it is still all up in the air about the move north. Take off to the Great White North, you hoser. Moving to Saratoga, there's just some slowdown on the end of the cellar, things that have to get done, and I'm not up there to negotiate myself face to face anyway. But my parents are, and they said, no, we're working on this. Don't worry about it. There is a house that we really like, but one of the things we're going to talk about today, or you'll see in the practice, we'll get to it. The practice, the spell, whatever you want to call it, the spiritual implementation, right? What do I say on YouTube? I stream every morning on Patreon talking about the day's astrological weather. Well, here we go. We got a sun in Virgo, moon in Gemini, which has to hit a square at some point, sun square moon, because they're both mutable signs, but the opposite of Virgo is Pisces. That's an opposition. This is Gemini. Please don't make me do math, but at some point it's going to square, which is why Gemini and me isn't always the easiest thing. A lot of challenges there usually. But certainly with that moon in Gemini, self-expression, right? Even that internal verbalization, right? Talking to yourself, communicating to the different aspects of self. And it's just a cool thing. And I think it makes sense, the little practice that they really, it's an old practice that was tweaked, if I'm to be honest. That really, I mean, I was in bliss within like 15 minutes of it. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And have another sip of coffee. Now, a couple of things I want to say. First of all, ladies, eyes up here. Yes, I know it's a beautiful piece of jewelry, and technically, and I'm not naked underneath this bathrobe. I do have jewelry and yesterday's makeup on. I didn't want to take the chance of not having eyelashes visible on YouTube, even with the glasses. But I don't know. Watch the videos. I might, just all of a sudden one of them have the glasses on, and it won't matter, but we'll see. I'm a Virgo. I have a very specific routine, pre-production checklist, literally a Microsoft To-Do app on my phone that I go through to make sure all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted before I hit the record button over in the living room. Over in the dining room, doing the readings. But that's why here's what I do. For everybody else on the internet that's not one of my patrons yet, this is what you're getting every morning. And I haven't missed a day in a really long time. Like, even when I travel, I'll do it from my phone, whatever. So here is the process. It is actually the seminal work where this came from is Catherine Ponder. We're going back to, oh my God, is that the early 1900s, 1920s, like maybe 1930s, The Science of Mind, author, I believe. Please, I'm doing this from memory. I had the book back in the early 90s. Oh God, Catherine Ponder. It just flew out of my head. The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. Thank you. Akashic Records, librarians, very helpful. Very, very helpful. Once you reactivate your Akashic Records library card, you do have access to a fuck ton more info and data that you don't have to carry around in your brain all the time. The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. And The Prospering Power of Love, or something like that. Another one of hers, a smaller book, but The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity was this big, thick book. And I'm an eclectic witch, so I will. The words don't bother me so much. Yes, I am pagan. I was pagan then. I'm pagan now. Witch, yes, witch work. So like Jesus and Christ, and any of the languaging from different cultures doesn't shock me. It doesn't faze me. It doesn't. Well, sometimes it'll trigger me depending on the context. But I can find wisdom, love, light, wisdom, truth, gold in everything, unless it's not there, unless it's just straight up tinfoil hat, tinfoil hat woo land, toxic, then not into it, not my gig, particularly if my solar plexus goes, the answer is no. So here's the thing, and it's a plug-in for me. That's a Virgo for you. We're like, well, what if we change that word to that word? Because the meanings of words, Course in Miracles says words are but symbols of symbols. Okay. And yet they are absolutely essential, particularly, I would think, during a Gemini moon on a Sunday, which is a day of healing and clarity and light, of really moving things, shifting things, throat chakra, our willpower, our choices, right? Therapy, right? Therapy, well, at least counseling, psychological counseling, therapy and stuff like that. It's really not much unless you're talking. And it really doesn't do much unless you're speaking the truth. Because either you or somebody else is paying for that session, so you might as well, right? Or the right of confession, right? To get things off your chest as well as to clear your mind. So that throat chakra deal. Pretty powerful, but no one can do that but you, right? It's your free will. So the fill in the blank. Blank is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Blank, fill in the blank. The divine is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Now it's not just here. You can add some EFT to it. Divine, the divine is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. You don't have to do that. I mean, you can knock yourself out. It's an art form, right? But what are you creating in this art form? You're creating alignment. You're creating surrender, right? It is a surrender thing, and we are in the waning moon, right? We're gonna hit that. We're gonna hit that dark moon in Virgo before the new moon in Libra. It should be a fun weekend next weekend. I may buckle down. Not that I'm not already. But there's all sorts of things you could put in that. True love is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine guidance is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine love is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine wisdom is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Oh, it's just like I can feel my whole body relaxing. Get it? You fill it in however you want. I don't know if I should say this during a Mercury retrograde at the time of this recording. Great God Hermes is doing his perfect work in me and through me now. My higher self is doing his perfect work in me and through me now. Now, keep in mind, I was doing this, first round, I did it for 15 minutes, and I was on top of the world looking down on creation. And the only explanation I can find is none at all, except that it works, or at least it works for me. Using the mind creatively rather than destructively. That is a free will choice. But I'm not trying to make shit happen. See, that's the thing. The ego can take a practice like this and say, okay, now we've got the pin codes. Trying to take over the world, right? All of a sudden you're pinky in the brain. Nerf. No. This is not about manifesting everything that you want. Because if you have not noticed, we don't get what we want, we get what we need. And sometimes those are the same things. And that's lovely. And nobody wants to hear that. It is nonetheless the truth, right? Right. Look, I still have some law of attraction burns from the post Rhonda Byrne's secret era, the secret era, like nobody knows about it, right? In terms of what the packaging of universal law, the interpretation, the teaching, the ego just ran with that. It's like cosmic cash machine, just do this and you can have everything you want. I mean, what a way to make money. Unfortunately, it's snake oil. And unfortunately, people don't know that echinacea is, I believe, what snake oil is. Okay, so, find the original meanings of words, all right? Find what's truth. Find the truth. Find what's true. So fill in the blank is doing its perfect work in me and through me now for nothing other than to experience that. Because the thing is, Whatever you fill in the blank with, it's already working in you and through you now. Always has been. So is this an affirmation in the sense of you are affirming something that's already true and expanding your consciousness, right? Your conscious awareness that it is, then great, it's an affirmation. Is it a mantra? Well, you say it over and over and over again, it brings you into the present moment and brings you into alignment, then great, it's a mantra. Is it a spell? Well, which also rhymes. It depends on your intention. Intentions are spells. So, or the first element, the element of fire in any good spell work is not just what do you want, but why do you want it? Because the quality of the outcome is not so much dependent upon the what, but the why. Why do I want it? And to be brutally honest, well, compassionately, what do they call it? A ruthless compassion, ruthlessly compassionate with yourself on the why. Then that's it, right? And you could grab a clear quartz. You could grab, I've got the torch of Archangel Ariel here, which was in my hand as this divine love, divine light, whatever came to me in the moment. It's not like I was reading from a book. And it wasn't rapid fire either, like the breathing in between. I want to end the practice, the blessing. Like I say on YouTube, every morning we end with a little blessing, a little prayer, a little meditation, a little something, something. So since this is going to be shown to the public at some point later today, we're going to get to that. So this isn't overly long, right? Lord knows I've done 45 minutes here in the morning, depending on what's going on. And on Mondays, not only do I stream here on Patreon, but I also do a separate stream in the Angelo Lyons MAL for short private Facebook group, which means nobody can see what we post and nobody knows who's in that Facebook group because it is private. But you can find it. And I always, I think, have a link in the description box releasing anything on YouTube. So, yeah, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a moment, get yourself comfortable, all of that. I am surrounded by magical tools right now because I came down here and they're like, get this. Now, none of this stuff is necessary. But I mean, just those right there, right? But just what happens to be around me, the torch of trust with the hope stone on it, right? I've got the lepidolite heart, which is fine. The ajna stone, which would be perfect. If you look at the ajna spell here on Patreon or on the YouTube channel, which I think I know that spell by heart anyway, but I don't think we need to do it. Otherwise, the stone would be here. It would remind me, which is really what these things are. If for anything, for me, they're reminders that I do have things that I can connect with to shift myself a little bit or a lot of it as needed. So I've got my blessing cords on, Torch of Ariel, the Gemini jewelry of Aries, the fraternal twins. I also have the identical twins. These are the fraternal twins, and the torque of Prince Hermes as the messenger. Wait, push that pillow back. There we go. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Earthquake. God forbid. One more sip of Wonder Coffee. I hear you. Here we go. It's so weird having glasses again. I haven't worn them for like 4.5, 5 years. But if you hadn't heard, my contact lens wanted a career of its own, did a swan dive, went right down the drain. So they took my old Ray-Ban lenses. The frames were cracked, but something told me to hold on to the lenses, so I did. They popped them in some Calvin Klein. I think that's an upgrade, I think. But the odd part is that I actually see clearer with the contact lenses and the glasses off, but clearer here, right? Glasses and contact lenses lock me into the third and fourth dimension a little bit more. If you can smell what the rock is cooking, I can. Let's have fun with this. Come on, it's Gemini Moon, Hermes, the trickster. He's one of the fun ones, and I love him so. Wonderful lover, I will say that. Lovely pillow talk, but don't expect him to be there in the morning. Just saying. So, shall we? We're going to do the thing that we do every morning and have the basic setup. But there is a way to get this thing going. If you're new to this, it was really open for anybody who wants to do this in peace and safety. It's like not going to all of a sudden teleport us to Uranus, because how much room is in there? Hermes is in the house. So let's just see where we go with this. Let's go on a little journey, and you'll hear in the prayer that it's not like I'm in total control of this. I'm just the vessel through which it comes. More sip of coffee. Thank you, Diana. Themyscira now. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, take a few, actually. Get into that mutable air of Gemini Moon. Because there are so many different breathwork practices. The Eastern, right, of Hatha yoga, right? It's Hatha. Western Wim Hof, cyclic breathing, rebirthing, right? But breath is life. You can be thirsty, you can be hungry, but if you're without breath, you're on your way home, most likely. So check in with your body as you're breathing. Let yourself get comfortable. Oh, my goodness gracious. Wings. There we go. And settle into your breath. You do not have to follow my breath pattern at all. You do you. Change it up. Mutable air. I like in through the nose, out through the mouth. But there's also in through the mouth, out through the mouth. And in through the nose, out through the nose. And in through the mouth, out through the nose. So whatever works. Let's be here now. Relax. Your eyes can be open or closed. I just close mine until I open them to really rest in the still point. You can breathe in the still point. And it's from this place I offer this prayer. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, our collective pantheons of the divine, our guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and higher selves, all the way back to the divine singularity, the nameless Tao, the mother of all, source, to surround each and every one of us right here, right now, and also whenever they are watching this in a force field of light, containing and protecting our energy field so we can trust that anything that comes into our experience is happening for us, not to us, though we may react as it's happening to us, but that we can get to that place of truth, that it is happening for us to heal, to grow, to learn, to alchemize, to see things differently, to connect in some ways for our well-being and for the well-being of all. So whether it's on the TV or the cell phone, astral stuff, divinity, all overtones of all dimensions, clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all, particularly on a Gemini moon. And on a personal note, use me. Not just in this, what we're doing now, but all day long. Because I got videos to make today, I got a house to clean, and only the divine knows what else is written into the script today. So use me. Make me the channel of guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power you sent me into this life to become. And every time I do this, I do it better. I don't think there's a glass ceiling on this one. Just keep going. Just keep going and growing and glowing strong, whatever. I think I just hello dollied myself. And if we can have fun doing this, the process, the prayer, that whatever this is, that it be a blessing upon all who see it, all who do it, and a blessing upon all those who see it and do it. Anchoring heaven on earth, permanent paradise, planet Earth, the Summerlands, right? Happy hunting grounds, whatever that full divine unity, consciousness, awareness, not just in the crown chakra, but grounded all the way down into the root chakra, even if I don't get to experience that en masse on planet Earth in this lifetime. Then I may do what I need to do to fulfill my role in that plan, and then maybe come back after it's all settled in. Go to the Themysciran embassy, say hi to Diana, however that works. I don't know. Please don't make me do math. But that this be a blessing upon all of life, because there is only one of us here, and that's the truth, no matter how separate we appear to be. Which also means that the very powers that we're about to invoke, affirm, allow, whatever you want to call it, evoke, not separate with them either. So from, in our estimation, the lowest of the low to the highest of the high, don't matter. It's all one. It's like the musical scale. You start at do and you end at do. Do. So make this the best that it can be. And may we all be blessed with blessed breath, allowing the divine to do its perfect work in us and through us now, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be. And so it is. Cheers. Oh, I tell you, organic raw honey in the coffee, just sweet enough, a little half and half. Oh, delish. Okay. So, as I said, the process is incredibly simple. I mean, you can use a magical tool or not. You do you. Use a lip liner. I don't care. Which would actually probably be really good for Gemini. Lip liner, why not? Wave it around in the air. Like you just don't care, but you might care. The plugin is a Mad Lib, if you like. Blank is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. So, we can breathe again, and I don't want to do that. But if you like, you want to take a minute, pause this or whatever, write down some of what you want your plugins to be. The divine is doing its perfect work in me through it, in me and through me now. The universe is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. I mean, as soon as I said out loud, Archangel Ariel is doing her perfect work in me and through me now, it's like every cell in my body began to tingle and sparkle. I was like, okay, I hit on something there. But that's very personal to me. Someday I'll go full disclosure on my relationship with Archangel Ariel when she tells me to. Thank you very much. But we're all one. It's all just different aspects of consciousness, levels of consciousness, which from the Nameless Tao's point of view is all a dream. Shaboom. Because life is a dream. Shaboom. Merrily, 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 merrily. Rowing your boats. So let's do this. I'll do like a little thingy to get us there. We're already there. But if you like, just get yourself comfortable again. All right, take a little break. And much easier now to just settle into the body again. Just get comfy-wumpy. I mean, I'm on the couch with a wedge pillow behind me. Enough magical jewelry around me, really, to do something. So I just want to not just check in with my body. I'm going to do a little neck roll, a little shoulder shrug, but I also want to direct my attention inward. to the world behind my eyes. And with the breath being really our number one essential, just breathe. Whatever pattern, depth, cadence, whatever, that would serve best. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say blank is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. I'll say it blank like once, and then I'm going to start filling it in with my own blank. If you want to say the ones I say, great. That's on you. You can say whatever you want and just feel it out. And if you get a little tingle on something, don't feel like you got to move on to a new one. Stick with it. Feel like you want to do one all the way through, blessed be. But this is one of those things that once you learn it, I learned the basic structure of this back in the early 90s, working at Body, Mind, and Soul in Huntington Station, Walt Whitman Road. My goodness gracious, flashback. So instead, here now, here we go. The divine is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine love is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine healing is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine wisdom is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine grace is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine light, divine truth is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. My higher self is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine creativity is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine unity is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. My God self is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. My goddess self is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. The divine maiden, mother, and crone are doing their perfect work in me and through me now. The divine Son, Father, and Sage are doing their perfect work in me and through me now. The magnificence of the immortal soul is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. The truth of who I am is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine healing is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Divine heal all the kitty cats is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Milky's got a hairball. Divine humor is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My pantheons of the divine are doing their perfect work in me and through me now. My angels and archangels are doing their perfect work in me and through me now. My most beloved ancestors are doing their perfect work in me and through me now. The divine singularity, the nameless Tao, the mother of all source is doing its perfect work in me and through me now. Breathe. Still point. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be. And so it is. Take a minute. Tingle, 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 tingle. You may want to ground yourself a little. Here's a really easy way to do it, Mark. Putting your glasses right back in the 3D. Oh. Like Lisa Loeb, who was the other one? There was another LL that it reminded me of. Not Lana Lang, not Lori Lamaris. It'll come to me. I probably said in a video that I did yesterday that'll be hitting later today, whatever. Letha Loop there. Give me a cardigan and a hoodie, some hair elastics. I could channel Gilda Radner with Letha. Todd! Close, Todd. Oh my god. Oh, I gotta tell you, my pantheons of crossed over comic writers is rather huge. It's probably the largest section of my pantheons of the divine. Hopefully they have good seats, right? Otherwise it's Waldorf and Statler 24/7, and sometimes it isn't, sometimes it's not. So look, I hope you enjoyed this. Really seriously comment, my patrons, as well as everybody else on the internet, when they get this. I got stuff to do. It's a Sunday. But you know, muggles work from sun to sun, but witches work, it's just never done. But now I know I've surrendered the day, and I'll be shown what to do, and I'm allowed to have fun as I go. And if it's all of a sudden not fun anymore, then that's something I got through that force field of light. But I know that the divine is working through in me and through me now. So if I need to take little breath breaks here and there, I will, because I got videos to make. And Aries will hit today, the 5-card draw. What do I need reads? This new moon in Libra to full moon in Aries, September into October 2022, that I can remember to say that accurately, truly is a miracle in and of itself. So Taurus will hit tomorrow at the time of this recording, blah, blah, blah. And then hopefully I'll get ahead of the game where I'll be putting out 2 or more a day. Because, we could get a phone call today saying, oh, we're going to contract, Mark, drive up, come sign the paperwork. Okay. Okay. A torch of trust, Malicorn, Hope Stone. I hope and I trust, and I know. And it's all going to work out how it's going to be. Why? Because divine love is doing its perfect work in me and through me now, and I'm allowed to be salty as fuck if I like. All right, good. We good. I hope that helped. My patrons, I will see you tomorrow morning. Cup of coffee, bathrobe, maybe the same bathrobe. I don't know yet, but the hair will probably be different. We don't know yet. I love you. Thank you, my humans, my heroes, my angels, my witches, my immortals, my gods, goddesses. Your patronage, your support really does keep me going. Yeah, financially it helps, but allowing me to shine my light at full capacity every morning certainly kicks my day off in the best way possible, and I hope it does for you too. Have a good one. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go jump in the shower. Mwah. Hail. Hang in there. Farewell and blessed be.